before the sermons, the scandals, and streaming beefs, there was Jermaine Shoemake. Born August 21st, 1974 in North Philadelphia, the boy who would one day thunder across microphones as Dr. Umar Ibn Abdullah Johnson grew up in a working-class black family and was educated in the city's public school system. From an early age, he was drawn to history, race, and identity, the ingredients that later became his entire brand. By the late 1990s, he was using his government name while earning a bachelor's degree from Miller's University, followed by the graduate studies that ended with a doctor of psychology from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine in 2012. That doctorate would become the cornerstone of his future persona, Dr. Umar, Psychologist for Black America. But before the speaking tours and viral clips, Umar built his mythos on something even more powerful than credentials: ancestry. He claimed blood ties to the abolitionist Frederick Douglass, telling audiences that Douglass was his cousin several generations removed through the Bailey family line. On the Roland Martin show, he explained the connection with preacher-level confidence.
So are you related?
I'm about to answer your question.
Okay.
If you allow me to do that. I am a blood relative of Frederick Douglass. My name is on the family tree. We have a family reunion every 2 years. What they're talking about, and I want to make sure you're clear, they're talking about whether or not I come through the loin of Frederick Douglass, which I do not, nor have I ever claimed, okay? I have more videos on YouTube than any other scholar. I speak around the world more than any other scholar. Show me where I've ever said I was a descendant. I've only claimed one thing: kinsman. How am I kinsman? If you ever read any of the autobiographies of Frederick Douglass, he talks about growing up on Tuckahoe Creek with Cousin Stephen. Cousin Stephen is Stephen Bailey, Dr. Umar Johnson's 4 times great-grandfather, whose grave I just visited last week. I go every year. Okay, that's my 4 times great-grandfather. He married my 4 times great-grandmother, Caroline Wilson Bailey. From that union came my 3 times great-grandfather, George Washington Bailey, the first black public school teacher on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. He married Grandmom Annie. They had Grandmom Caroline. Okay, she had Grandma Vivian. Grandma Vivian married a Spanish-speaking Cuban immigrant, Grandpop Cicero. They had Grandmom Ida, who's still alive, who married James Johnson, who had my father Jamal, who married my mama Barbara, and from that union I was born. I am a blood of Bailey. I am not married in. What they're talking about is strictly descendancy, something I've never claimed. Am I a kin? Do I directly come from the loin of the first cousin and potentially half-brother of Frederick Douglass? And the reason I say potentially, the slave master who owned our family, a white man named Aaron Anthony, raped Frederick's mother and raped Stephen's mother, my ancestor. And there's significant evidence to suggest that. Some people could still argue, though, that they were not brothers because it's not conclusive. Fine, throw that out. I'm still a kinsman because I come through the blood of his first cousin.
That claim helped him stand out in the conscious community. It wrapped his ideas in legacy and lent his rhetoric a whiff of historical destiny. But it didn't take long for Douglass's real descendants to speak up. In 2012, The Root published a fact check quoting members from the Douglass family. We can tell you with 100% certainty that he is not a descendant of Frederick Douglass. A group calling itself the Living Descendants of Frederick Douglass / the Bailey family posted an open letter saying the same thing. Umar, for his part, never fully backed down. He shifted the language. He wasn't a descendant, he said, but a kinsman. Close enough for branding, far enough to dodge genealogical fact-checking.
I've never claimed to be a descendant of Frederick Douglass, nor do I have to be. I'm a descendant of Frederick Douglass's first cousin, a gentleman by the name of Stephen Henry Bailey, who he mentions by name in Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, the 1845 autobiography. He talks about growing up on Tuckahoe Creek with Cousin Stephen. Well, Cousin Stephen is Stephen Henry Bailey, a Civil War veteran and a co-founder of the Bethel AME Church in Denton, Maryland, which still stands today. In fact, he's buried a few blocks away from it. And so Cousin Stephen, who's also a Civil War general, if I didn't mention that, he and Frederick, it is believed, were fathered by the slave master.
Wow.
And there is evidence that this was known on the plantation. Because when my grandfather, Stephen Henry Bailey, dies in Denton, the newspaper refers to him as Frederick Douglass's brother. They don't call him cousin. They call him his brother.
Meanwhile, the doctor title that gave his lectures authority carried its own asterisk. Pennsylvania's Department of State lists no active psychology license under Umar Johnson's name. When the state's Board of Psychology hauled him in for a hearing in 2017, he admitted he had never been licensed. Newspapers confirmed it plainly. He argued that he didn't need a license because he was an educator, not a practicing clinician. A technical truth that didn't stop critics from calling him misleading. Umar Johnson, credentialed enough to impress, radical enough to inspire, and controversial enough to trend. The stage was set for his meteoric rise. By the early 2010s, Jermaine Shoemake was gone. In his place stood Dr. Umar Johnson, wrapped in kente cloth, armed with a doctorate, all ready to lecture the world. He hit the national radar in 2011 when filmmaker Tariq Nasheed featured him in the first installment of Hidden Colors.
To be part of this project?
I received a phone call and possibly also an email from Brother Tariq Nasheed's assistant, Brother Ola, I believe his name is, and he said that they wanted me to participate in a documentary. They needed an interview from me, and that the documentary would be on the hidden history of African people. And so I agreed to participate. We scheduled a time for Brother Tariq to come to Philadelphia to interview me, which he did. And a couple months later, I got a phone call from a group of friends of mine who had a movie theater in New York City. It was February 2011, and they told me that they were watching me on the big screen in the movies. And I promptly told them that they must be mistaken because I've never been in the movie. And they said, well, you were interviewed for the Hidden Colors documentary. And I said, yes, I was, but I wasn't aware that my interview was actually used in the documentary. So it was a pleasant surprise to get that phone call from my friends from the theater, opening night of Hidden Colors documentary in New York City. It was a pleasant surprise to have learned that my interview was in fact used as a part of the documentary.
When we go to Asia, we see that the founder of the samurai warrior, in Japan, was an African. We found that the founders of the ninja system was an African. In fact, in Japan, there's a saying that if you don't have a little bit of African blood, you can never truly be a samurai. Martial arts was established by a black Dravidian who was living in southern India by the name of Bodha Dharma. The Bodha Dharma, it was said that he walked from southern India into Asia, China, and on his way there, he would study the fighting mechanisms of animals, and he used that as a form of self-defense for himself, and that's where martial arts started. There was another guy named Tigwai, who was an original master of martial arts, and if you look at old paintings of Tigwai, this dude looks like Lionel Richie. So martial arts was really established in Africa. Even during slavery in Brazil, there's a form of Brazilian martial arts, which is African martial arts called capoeira. And what they would do, the African slaves would practice this form of martial art, and they would disguise it as dancing. When we look at the early pictures of most of the deities of Asia, nearly all of them bore striking resemblance to the deities of the Nile Valley civilizations. And even in their writings, you will see that even in Asia, not just Greece and Rome, but even in Asia, you see them paying tribute to the spiritual systems and history that they had learned in Africa. In fact, the Asian spiritual system is probably the closest approximate to the traditional African spiritual system. From the one, you get many, with the creator being manifested in all living organisms, be it a tree or a human being. That is fundamental to Asian thought, but it's also fundamental to African thought.
The Afrocentric documentary series that shook up barbershops and black Twitter timelines alike. That short cameo changed everything. Within months, Umar was traveling city to city, packing community centers, universities, and hotel ballrooms with crowds of hungry, unapologetic black conscious people. His message hit hard. The public school system was psychologically assassinating black boys with ADHD labels and special education placements.
By the end of the month, an electronic transfer of funds is sent from the state to the district. It's called a welfare check for miseducating black children. And if you want to know why they don't like to take black kids out of special ed, that's exactly why. Because it's not financially in their best interests. So let me ask you this then. If a black special ed kid in St. Petersburg is worth an extra $7,000 for 1 year, if you put him in special ed in the second grade, he got 10 more years. 10 years times 7,000 is $70,000 for one kid. What about 100? What about 1,000? Exactly how much money is St. Petersburg Public School District making off of black kids in the name of special education?
He called it a war on black children. To parents worn down by bureaucracy, it sounded revolutionary. To educators, it sounded like heresy. Umar's oratory style was part sermon, part street corner, part TED Talk. He quoted Garvey and Elijah Muhammad. He thundered about unity and warned that interracial marriage was a betrayal of the race.
We ain't got to deal with the fact that black men marry outside their race more than the men of every other race put together. And then you got a nerve to tell me it's about love. Well, if it's about love, why you seem to be more in love than everybody else? And if that's the case, why can't we find one rich white woman married to a broke black man? If it's all about love, shouldn't it go the other way sometimes? This ain't about no love. White women are very strategic. And what black men need to understand is when you do get a white woman, you got to understand that you're only dealing with the white women that the other white men didn't want. You are a leftover expert. You're not first choice. No white woman goes around wanting to marry a black man as first choice. You're the second choice. And I heard my sisters are getting liberated. Y'all want to go outside the race too, huh? That's the word on the street. Well, I got news for y'all. White men are not in a rush to marry black women. But they will lead you to think that they will just so they can get some of your African cookies and then throw you back. I've heard horror stories about sisters who thought white men was in love with them, only to get thrown back into the group after a certain amount of time. He calls you a black bee one day during an argument. He tells you you're nothing like the women of my race during an argument. You better stop getting liberated and get educated. We got to learn and love ourselves. I don't hate white women. But I understand that women live longer than men do. So if I marry a white woman, she's likely to be on this earth longer than I am. And when I die, is she going to give any of my money to the black community? When I die, is she going to give money to a black college? When I die, is she going to put any of our children through college? Michael Jordan just married a white woman who's about 20 years younger than him. So when he dies, and I'm not wishing it, when he passes on, is that white woman going to come help the hood with that money? No, sir. Of course not. Marriage is about business. And that's why white women only marry black men who got something going for themselves, because they know it's about economics and they know in the natural order of things he's going to leave the earth before she does. And the sadness of interracial marriage is black men give their money to white women who already belong to a people who got it all, take it from those who need it. It's an act of treachery and it's sabotage. I don't hate white women. I respect them. I respect white men, but I am unapologetically African. I'm loyal to my people first.
The message was polarizing, but the delivery, pure theater. It made him viral. By 2014, social media was flooded with his sound bites.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? This is what's wrong with you coons. You so in love with white folks that you can't even have a little compassion for yourself. You so in love with your oppressor that you can't even have a little bit of compassion for your own people.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Each clip made him more famous and more controversial. His 2015 and 2016 interviews on the show cemented him as both prophet and a meme. In one segment, he thundered about 20 minutes straight about ADHD and the conspiracy to drug black boys.
Of course not. They started locking up the fathers for selling crack, and then they will give their sons crack but call it Ritalin or Metadate or Concerta so they can sit still long enough to be miseducated. Here's the thing. The same drugs that are sending men to jail for 5, 10, 15 years, that's exactly the same drug they're giving their son. The Drug Enforcement Agency classifies Ritalin as a Schedule II drug. It's in the same category as cocaine and opium. It's no different than the illegal drugs. How do you lock up millions of black and Latino males for selling dope, and then you give their sons dope so they can get a miseducation?
Now you said something.
That episode gave the world classic Umarism, booming voice, unblinking stare, and punchlines that blended sociology with Sunday service. He had the cadence of MLK, the passion of DMX, and the Wi-Fi connection of a YouTube pastor. He dubbed himself the Prince of Pan-Africanism, touring the US, the Caribbean, and even the UK, collecting speaking fees and donations for what he called the liberation of African children worldwide. The Black consciousness circles, he was a celebrity and an heir to Malcolm X with a PayPal link. Online, his fans clipped every outburst.
Dear Kun, on behalf of Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade and the International Movement for the Independence and Protection of African People, you have hereby been excommunicated from the African race, and we have rebirthed you into the European power. We love crumbs. We're like the mice of the Democratic Party. Black people are the mice of the Democratic Party, while the white Democrats are having breakfast and lunch and dinner, and they're feasting on their filet mignon, and they're feasting on their nasty European cheesecake, and they're drinking their wine with their three-piece suits and their long dresses. And while the white Democrats are having a big meal, the black mice come in and we go squealing around the floor. Squeal, 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 squeal. Row mice of the Democratic Party. Squeal, 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 squeal. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get some mice. I'm gonna go buy some mice from the pet store. And the minute one of you coons starts squealing about you better go vote, I'm gonna throw a mice on your ass. I'm gonna go to the pet store and I'm gonna get about 50 baby mice. And the minute one of you Negroes starts squealing about election day, I'm gonna throw a mice on your ass. Yeah. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Quaker Grits is $20 million a year off black folks. Quaker Grits. Can I have your grit money for 1 year? Give me your grit money for 1 year and I will build 10 schools across this country. Give me your grits. Give me your Quaker Grits. No more grits for 1 year.
Turning speeches into reaction memes.
Not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep. For God! For God! For God!
Critiques called him a demagogue. Followers call him a savior. Either way, the algorithm couldn't get enough. And behind all that noise was a plan forming. His biggest promise yet. A school for black boys, funded by the people, free from European control.
That's what we're working towards. So far, we raised $250,000. I'm gracious, but I'm not content, because I know y'all got a lot more to give me than some $250,000. When Darren Wilson killed Michael Brown, white folks gave him $300,000 in 3 weeks for his defense. And Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for black boys that y'all all know I need. And after 6 months, I only got $250,000. Trifling ass black people. I'm gonna call it like I say it. And I don't care if you get offended. We can handle that outside. We trifling. I should have been had that $2 million. I should have had that $2 million 30 days after I started the fundraiser on May the 20th. It don't make no sense. But y'all sure call me up when the school's messing with your son. Did you make a donation to my school? Oh, not yet. Bye. Click. That's the new Umar. You want some help with your son? Did I get a donation? No, I want to hear that. Mail the donation, then you call me back, and then I'll help you with your son. But you're not going to use me to fight white folks when your son shouldn't even have to put up with them in the first place. We're trying to buy the St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia. Still available. I was in communication with the president about 3 days ago. He told me the school's still an option. But now they're trying to sell the school into pieces. Now they're trying to sell the student center. If they sell that student center, I don't even want the rest of the school no more, because the student center is the best thing on the campus. Day before yesterday, I was in Port Gibson, Mississippi. The NAACP invited me down there because they have a school for sale. Chamberlain Hunt White Military Academy. Nice school, too. It's not as big as St. Paul's, but it'll work. So I'm just hoping y'all help me raise this $2 million before somebody buy them schools. That's what I'm hoping. Okay? So if you need the information to mail in a check or donation, if you brought a check or money order, make it payable to FDMG Academy. Make sure your name, address, and phone number is on your donation. I really don't want cash. I prefer to have a paper trail with your donation.
But if you got to make it cash, you need to put it in a piece of paper, wrap it up. Do not give me raw cash. Put it in a piece of paper with your name, your phone number, your email address on it. Why? Because when we finally open up that school, everybody who helped me, whether they gave me $1 or $1 million, I want to make sure they get properly honored. We're going to have an honorary ceremony for the people who cared enough to help me build that school. I need everybody in here to come up with $1 amount that you can afford to mail every month, and you mail it. I don't care if it's $10, $20, $50. You come up with what you can afford and you send me that. I'm getting sick and tired of getting texts on my cell phone for black folk talking about I've donated like they done. You gave me $25 damn and you think you free now. We got to raise $2 million. Your ass ain't done. I better get some more and some more and some more and some more until we hit the goal, brothers and sisters. That's the way we're going to have to do this. We also want to teach our children African spirituality. African spirituality. It's not a religious school. We're not into that. I don't want the kids coming back home to you because you're part of the problem. You got Willie Lynch all in your system. White Jesus on the wall. Teaching your kids to be multicultural, daughter looking like Beyonce, a head full of blonde ass weed. What the hell I want her coming back home to you for? She stay with me and the boys stay with me in the dorms. If any of you want to work at the school, send me your resume. We've already received over 600, but that's not enough because we need schools everywhere. We need to have a Pan-African school district everywhere black folks are. We need an FDMG, ADAG. So send me your resume. You can email your resumes to fdmgresumes@gmail.com. And you don't have to be a school teacher to work. We need security guards. We need nurses. We need counselors. We need house parents that live with the children. We need bus drivers. We need maintenance. We need engineers. We need painters. We need barber and hairstylists, natural hairstylists. I don't need no perm juice. It ain't going to be none of that. Okay? So if you want to work at the school, send me your resume. Don't wait till the last minute. Because the school will be a reality.
The dream that would make him a legend or undo him completely. This was the peak when Umar wasn't just selling lectures, he was selling hope. The problem is, hope doesn't just come with building permits.
But y'all want to complain because I'm asking you to help me build 2 schools, but you will curse me out, interrogate me, sabotage me, destroy my campaign, but you will take that money that we could have used for the school and you'll take it to Bloomingdale's, Neiman Marcus, and Saks Fifth Avenue. You Negroes are crazy. You Negroes are crazy. You Negroes are crazy. Twine 23, don't get blocked, my brother. Book of Negroes. You will be added to the book of Negroes. If I block you, you're not coming in my school for the rest of your life. Choose your words carefully, brother. I'm not in a joking mood tonight. The reason I need you to donate is because we have 2 schools in Wilmington, Delaware that we purchased last year. We bought 4 buildings, now belongs to you. We have been struggling for the past year and a half to get the renovations done inside the schools. The schools are in excellent condition.
Why the electrician said...
So for the idiots that be talking about turning the electric on, doc, whatever, that's why, they don't know what they're talking about. I can't stand when people do that. You see this? Man, so they just ripped it out. Wow.
Oh, okay. You see that? It was coming into the roof.
Look at that.
By any means necessary. Copy.
Are you going to keep all the furniture? Yeah, keep whatever you can, yeah.
That's money.
And this HVAC system, is it? Wow.
The elementary school, which is the Garvey school, is right across the street from the high school, which is the Douglass school. Right now, the electric system is being totally refabricated, rehashed, renovated, repaired. New Year's Day, the electric will be done. New Year's Day, the electric will be done. And then we want to get the HVAC system repaired, the plumbing system repaired, and then all we got to do is carpentry and we have to paint. I want to have the school ready for a grand opening community empowerment conference this summer. Grand opening community empowerment conference this summer. I want to have the Marcus Garvey Elementary School and the Nat Turner and Jean-Jacques Dessalines Gymnasium completely restored by the summertime. In order to do that, we need you to donate. In order to do that, I need you to get on your Cash App and donate to $FDMG School. I repeat, $FDMG School. I repeat, $ on your Cash App, $FDMG School. If you have PayPal, go to paypal.me/FDMG Academy. paypal.me/FDMG Academy. paypal.me/FDMG Academy, or Cash App $FDMG School. If you want to mail in a check or money order, you can make it payable to the FDMG Academy. P.O. Box 9634 Wilmington, Delaware. P.O. Box 9634 Wilmington, Delaware 19809. P.O. Box 9634 Wilmington, Delaware 19809. This is not my school, it is our school. We're building this institution in the tradition of the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, the father of African self-determination and self-reliance. I could have opened a charter school, but I don't want the government school. I want my school. I want a school where black boys don't have to worry about special ed. I want a school where black boys don't have to worry about ADHD.
I've renamed ADHD Ain't No Daddy at Home disorder.
I want a school where black boys don't have to worry about psychiatric med.
I had the idea to open a school since I was in college.
Okay.
That idea became more serious when I became an assistant principal. It became even more serious when I became a principal. It was further intensified by being a school psychologist, because they're sending me kids to be evaluated for learning disabilities and autism and ADHD and conduct disorder and emotional disturbances, and nothing's wrong with these babies.
By 2015, Dr. Umar Johnson wasn't just trending, he was booming. Packed lecture halls, viral interviews, and a fan base that treated his quotes like scripture. But the higher the pedestal, the louder the echo when it starts to shake. The first public crack came with what the internet would call the conscious stripper incident.
Hey you guys, I'm back. Kind of rainy today, but it's still nice out. I did a video yesterday, and a lot of people are wondering why I didn't touch on a lot of the other issues to basically shut this whole scandal thing down once and for all. And that's definitely in the works. This wasn't the platform that I had chosen to do it on, so it's definitely in the works. But what I wanted to tell you all is that for me, and what I expected was to just give you guys the information that you did not know, and let you choose what you want to do with the information, not to tell you what to do. I'm not telling you who to follow. You should do this and you should do that. You are an adult with a mature, intelligent mind, and you're very capable of making decisions for yourself. You do not need me to tell you that. So that's the assumption that I was operating off of. And that was my whole intent, to just put it out there and, let the people decide what they wanted to do with it. So I was not prepared for everything that followed. However, I've been dealing with it, the best that I can. The information, again, did not come out of a scorned woman, a jealous, hurtful, malicious. No, that's not what happened at all. What happened was exactly what I told you happened. I saw a fake and I pointed out a fake, and it was just that simple. Now this person has decided to turn this into a personal battle, and that's fine. That's their choice to do. They've decided to be vindictive and be malicious, But I'm here to let you know I'm not participating in that. I really have no feelings towards this person one way or another. I have no hatred, vindictiveness. It never even from the start. As I said before, and let me say this again, hopefully for the last time, okay? I decided to put this information out because it was very necessary. It needed to be done. People were being fooled and deceived, and I refused to sit back and allow that to happen. So that was my reason for bringing the information forward. Whether people don't believe it, don't agree with it, that's not my problem. That's their problem to deal with. I know why I put it out there, and I'm sticking to my decision because I believe that I put very careful thought into discerning what to do. And I feel very confident and comfortable in my decision to make everybody aware of the information that they were not aware of before. Now he may take it as, he don't like me now because, things got out that he didn't want to get out. I can't control that. He's an adult. Get over it. It's a part of life. Get over it. So understand that there will be more Umar Johnsons popping up, okay? This is the reason why cults exist. They have been existing for years, and they will continue to exist because you just have to accept the fact that you have those people who need something from those leaders, whether it's to be led, to feel loved, whatever. The same reason people join gangs, some people are just not psychologically strong enough to lead themselves. So they will always seek somebody to lead for them, to think for them. So these people will always exist. I like to call them the more vulnerable of our group. And as the strong ones, it is our job to protect those who are more vulnerable, okay? We protect them by being vigilant. When we see wrongdoing happening, we have to have the courage to speak out, the courage to do something about it, so that those who are not as strong are protected. If you want to talk about looking out for one another, that's just how it is, period. You have that even amongst different species where they will look after the weaker ones, and we're no different. We need to do the same thing, which is why I felt compelled to come out and say something, because like myself, there were plenty of other single moms out there hoping that this school would happen, waiting for it.
In mid-2015, a Florida dancer named Kim Ringold, stage name The Conscious Stripper, went public, saying she'd had a personal relationship with Umar. The issue wasn't the relationship itself, but the hypocrisy. At the time, Umar was publicly condemning promiscuous women and immorality in the community. She posted screenshots of text, photos, and receipts. Blogs picked it up, and the Shade Room amplified the story. And suddenly, the self-styled moral guardian was the headline of his own scandal. Umar denied wrongdoing, calling it a setup by agents of the oppressor. The conscious community audience split. Half called it a smear campaign, the other half called it a wake-up call. Preaches no strippers in the kingdom, but get baptized in the champagne room instead. The next thing that came, the YouTube beef era, what insiders would call the Hotep Civil Wars. Umar clashed with fellow speakers General Cyrus Sutanseti and Sidenetter TV, Doggy Diamonds. What began as small disputes over events and ideology erupted into multi-hour live stream rants, filled with name-calling, accusations of fraud, and challenges to meet in the streets.
Nothing but positive consciousness programming in 2017. That's why you made me the prince of Pan-Africanism. That's why I took over this conscious shit by the fucking throat. And don't worry, when I'm done talking about the Parent Association, I'ma deal with Papa Smurf. I'ma deal with that little dirty nigga. I heard you, albino. I'ma handle your ass tonight, pussy. You ain't getting away with that shit. You should have never came for me, nigga. I never fuck with your little dirty broke ass anyway. Still living in your fucking mama house. What type of grown ass nigga going on 50 still living in this mama house, nigga? Look at my face when you talking to me.
ain't no nigga gonna control me. You see? Ain't nobody gonna control me at all. I hear people making some comments about it.
This ain't no WWF, nigga. Who the fuck is you, the conscious Hulk Hogan? You the conscious Hulk Hogan? Papa Smurf? Motherfucker, you look like Tattoo from Fantasy Island with your stupid ass. Who the fuck is you? Randy, Macho Man, Seti Savage? You's a fucking nut, nigga. You's a fucking nut. What platform you got? What platform you got, nigga? You's a dirty nigga. Sonetta built your nut ass. Now you want it with the prince, nigga? You the general? Well, I'm the prince, nigga. The general answers to the prince. I call the fucking shots, you dirty midget.
Nigga talking about ain't nobody out in the game bigger than him. Let me explain this shit to y'all one more time. Okay? I created this shit in my mind long before it existed. Every motherfucking component. And that big nigga ain't have a part in putting together no component within this community at all. Okay? And I don't have to run this shit down no more. The way I judge motherfuckers is where was you at Eileen Seti, which is the first classic of all classics that ever came to New York.
Fucking albino nigga. Your problem is you got an inferiority complex. Don't blame me for that shit. I'm not the reason you look like a fucking cracker, nigga. Dr. Umar ain't the reason you look like a fucking cracker. This ain't Sonetta talking. This me, nigga. I stands my own ground. I ride alone, nigga. I don't need nobody backing me. Fuck you calling niggas on the phone for? You got something to say to me? Why you calling men up on the phone for? Speak your speech, nigga. Speak your speech, nigga.
You gonna be just like the last nigga who think he bigger than what he is, and then when the nigga serve you, I'm gonna serve you that plate, nigga. Cause you got to eat now, okay? I'm gonna serve you that plate. Now you got to eat. You know good and goddamn well, I'ma stay booked, okay? I'ma stay booked. Y'all want a war? I'll bring it to you.
I'm in Detroit Friday, nigga. I challenge you to a debate in your own fucking city. I'm in Detroit Friday, little nigga. Let's debate. My lecture will be from 6 to 8, and I charge Papa fucking Smurf. I charge Minnie Mouse to a 1-hour debate on who really runs the RBG Black Consciousness Movement, nigga.
Calling some elders to a tribunal, and if the people don't show up, then the people listen here. I'm not coming to no motherfucking tribunal by some goddamn elders that have not even been active in the goddamn community. What makes you an elder? I got elders of my goddamn own. Don't come out here calling out no elders, nigga. And I heard exactly when I don't call no names. Cause you ain't big enough. Nigga talking about ain't nobody out in the game bigger than him. Let me explain this shit to y'all one more time. Okay? I created this shit in my mind.
The elders needed a meeting with all of us, and you gonna disrespect? You gonna say fuck the elders? You don't give a fuck about no elders, nigga? What kind of hypocrite is you, motherfucker? Who told you to speak my name, nigga? You done bit off more than you can chew. I'm the Sean Carter of this shit. I'm the Christopher Wallace of this shit, nigga.
Bianchi man Kempera, you ain't calling Seti the shit. You ain't calling me the shit, nigga. I'm a rebel and a motherfucking outlaw. And the reason why my spirit was so very necessary is to come out of this oligarchy of no inactivity ass elders who don't give a fuck about the community unless there's an economic plan in it for them.
You mad cause I said no name rang louder than mine? That's what tipped you off, bitch? It's the truth though, ain't it? It's the truth though, ain't it? Don't no name ring hotter than mine. I don't give a fuck who don't like it, nigga. I told you, if you want the title, you got to come take it. You can't hate it away.
Let's have a tribunal. No, we need to have a tribunal for your ass. For all that goddamn money, nigga, that the people been sending you. And you ain't built no goddamn schools. See, you asked for it. You asked for it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know how to stay in your lane. You trying to capitalize off of what it seemed to be, a downfall right now. You thinking you could creep in. Nigga, you ain't boss enough, man. Straight the fuck up.
Fuck a YouTube. Fuck a Facebook. You versus me in your town, nigga. That's right. You got the hometown advantage.
I bring it to you. It's not a problem. I do you niggas too. Not a problem. Every motherfucking day. Because y'all worthless. Y'all only come in when y'all trying to assume some power.
Shit ain't gonna get us nowhere. You feel me? Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this. Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this.
Come on, I had a fake phone call. You big dummies. Do you not know when you on the phone talking, if a call drop, another one will come through? You don't know that? You don't know when you got 1,000 people calling one man, that as soon as a call drop, another one will come through? You don't know that? That you don't always know when a call drop, you'll be talking and the call drop, and the next thing you know, the phone ringing, and that's how you know the call didn't drop? Give me a break.
Okay. No, I'm not going to address that. I'm not going to address the latest attack by that idiot in New York, Sarnetta, and Doo-Doo Diamonds, the idiot who calls himself Doggy Diamonds. I'm not even going to speak on that. You know, every year Sarnetta does this attack thing on Dr. Umar, so I'm not going to pay him, you know, no mind. We just going to let that fly on out. This same coon sent me a text last month saying he wanted to squash the beef, and now he got another hate video on me. You know, so I'm not even going to pay that no mind. And as far as that doggy doo-doo, do-little doggy poodle, doggy idiot, whatever he is, you know, when I was at the Million Man March, he couldn't wait to run up to me and take a picture and do a little video. But now he on the thing hating. You know, that's why I don't mess with the Hotep community, because half of them is full of nonsense. You understand? So we're not even going to feed that. Okay, we're not even going to feed that. They just want a response because they want to benefit from the love and support that I get from y'all. So we're going to let Sarnetta be Sarnetta. Okay, so interesting because he had one of his young bulls text me last week and tell me that Sarnetta wanted to offer me $10,000 to do a lecture. Okay, first of all, I will never work with him again in life. In fact, I'll call him Sa Never, N-E-V-A, Sa Never, because I will never work with his ass again. Okay, I'm tired of the hate. I'm tired of the videos. I don't bother you. You got about 20 people in your House of Coons movement. Just go and work with the House of Coons. Leave me alone. I don't bother you. I don't bother your squad, but you can't keep my name out your mouth. So you and Doggy Poodle, Doo-Doo Diamonds, Doggy Doo-Doo, whatever the hell his name is, y'all can just keep on doing your Amos and Andy routine. Okay, you two clowns, and just leave me the hell alone.
Fans who once filled auditoriums now turn in for spectacle. The conscious movement had turned into a reality TV show, starring Umar Johnson and others. They went from debating history to inventing new history right on camera. The blow that truly dented his public credibility came not from gossip, but from the state of Pennsylvania. In late 2017, the Pennsylvania Board of Psychology accused Umar of misrepresenting himself as a licensed psychologist. The hearing took place in January 2018, covered by the Philadelphia Inquirer and Metro Philadelphia. The record showed that Umar held a doctoral degree, but no license to practice psychology in the state. He spun the outcome as a victory, claiming the board couldn't touch him because he never said he was licensed. The board simply closed the file, no suspension, because there was no license to suspend. Still, the damage was done.
Brothers and sisters, this is Dr. Umar Johnson. We are live, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, capital city of Commonwealth, Pennsylvania, for Dr. Umar Johnson versus the state of Pennsylvania. The case today was about a charge against me, accusing me of holding myself out as and practicing as a licensed psychologist without a license. The evidence that they showed, and I could not believe it, and everybody here saw it, the evidence that they showed were 2 clips from my second and third Breakfast Club interview and a screenshot from our 2014 website. Let me say this again. This is the evidence. 2 clips
from my Breakfast Club interview 2 and 3 and a screenshot from my 2014 website. They show no evidence of me having conducted a single evaluation, a single therapy session. They can't find any evidence of me having ever performed any work as a clinical psychologist except under the supervision of a clinical psychologist. The case was bogus. It was nonsense. The closing argument was that I do therapy with adults. Everyone who knows me knows I specialize in what? Children. And all my work is school-based.
And you never said you was licensed.
And I never said I was licensed. This is being done, and by the way, I asked to know who made the initial complaint against me. They said that it's confidential. It's confidential, and I have a right to know what it is or what it was. That is nonsense. I have a right to face my accuser. That is nonsense. And unfortunately, brothers and sisters, I don't think it was one complaint. I know it wasn't. Because every time investigators contacted me, they said they received yet another one. And I believe coons as well as Caucasians helped me in this situation. But I also believe that the State Board of Psychology of Pennsylvania is jealous of the fact that an unlicensed certified school psychologist with a doctor of clinical psychology can have the type of international reputation that they do not have. That's what this is really about.
Mainstream audiences began to question the authenticity of his doctor title, and critics started calling him a doctor with no patients and a school with no students. The only man who's celebrating losing the case by saying, "You can't fire me, I already quit." Between scandals, live stream beefs, and official hearings, Umar's once impenetrable aura started to look more human.
Exactly who you are. Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. Gotta know exactly.
Message. Thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
I told y'all this before. You can sleep with her. You can marry her. You can give her your seed. She can have your babies.
You know what's funny? When I be at the airport, right? When I be at the airport, the young Caucasian women, if they built like black women, they walk by me a couple times to make sure that I see they got a big butt. It happened today. It happened today at the airport. If she built like a sister and she know that's the King Kong of consciousness, she know that's the notorious RBG, she know that's the Prince of Pan-Africanism, she know that's the most relevant, requested, and revolutionary black scholar on the face of the earth. If she built like the sister, she makes sure she walks by. Sometimes they try to accidentally bump into me.
I want to talk to my Neanderthal queens. Let me talk to the Neanderthals, ladies. Listen, ladies, I have nothing against you. I know you find me attractive. I know you find me King Kongalicious. You love this cinnamon. You love this hair. You love this beard. You love this masculinity. And your white privilege has allowed you to get almost any black man you want. You have taken some of the best black men away from some of the best black women. You have taken some of the best black men away from some of the best black women. I know you European women are attracted to me. I know I am so sexy. I understand this.
Outside, you better have a jacket on. I don't care what shoes you put on. Why am I yelling?
Block. Stupid ass questions.
I need you to shake that booty. I'm blocking you, brother. We don't do that here. We don't do that. I'm sorry, my brother.
More fragile. Yet through every controversy, he doubled down, telling followers he was under attack because he was too powerful, too black, and too honest. That siege mentality only deepened his appeal to die-hard supporters and made skeptics roll their eyes harder. It was the beginning of a pattern that would define the rest of his career.
Donations. 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 Donations.
Each scandal spawning a new fundraiser. Each controversy birthing a new defense. By now, Umar had more comebacks than Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger combined. By 2014, Dr. Umar Johnson had built enough of a following to attempt his magnum opus. A school that would, in his words, save black boys from psychological chains of the white educational system. He called it the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy, or simply FDMG. The plan? A boarding school for young black men funded entirely by the people, free from what he called European interference. He began taking donations through PayPal, cash at lectures, even envelopes passed hand to hand at events.
Told you what it is. Don't be lazy. $ FDMG school. Don't be lazy. $ FDMG school. Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20. But thank you for worrying about what I'm doing. Go build your community. Stop worrying about what I'm doing. I'm building a school. What you doing? I'm training parents on how to protect their children. What you doing?
More than 50% of the teachers at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. They will be more than 50% of the teachers at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. Black men, send them resumes in. Black men, send them resumes in. Sisters, you can send yours in too. But black men, our boys need men. I'm looking for strong alpha males. Okay? Strong alpha males, send those resumes in. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com is what we're looking for. My thing is y'all need to, what happened? I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware, so the apartment is a mess right now. Y'all don't need to see all that. I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware.
Followers believed they were funding a modern Tuskegee. Critics saw something fuzzier. A dream with no address, no blueprints, and no board of directors. For years, Umar promised opening dates that came and went. 2014 became 2015, then 2016, and still no school. And then a breakthrough. In February 2019, Umar announced he had purchased the former Maurice J. Moyer Academy in Wilmington, Delaware, a cluster of red brick buildings that would finally house his vision.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Umar Johnson. I am a certified school psychologist and doctor of clinical psychology. 4 long years ago, we began a fundraising campaign to build America's first independent African-centered school based off the principles of Pan-Africanism and international economics. It has been 4 long years of fundraising, 4 long years of searching all across this country, flying and driving from state to state, city to city, looking for the best place to begin the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for Pan-African Excellence.
Supporters celebrated, the conscious community pages lit up with mission accomplished, but within months the questions returned. Where were the permits, the teachers, the receipts?
Who coming to the 3rd annual FDMG festival? Grand opening.
Local reporters visiting the property found padlocked doors, overgrown grass, and no trespassing signs. Inside, according to those who peeked through the windows, there were broken tiles and dust, not classrooms. Yeah, he finally bought the building, forgot to buy the students though. In 2022, the cracks widened. The Pennsylvania Department of State's Bureau of Charitable Organizations issued a cease and desist order against FDMG for soliciting donations without proper registration. Umar went live to spin the news.
I just wanted to chime in, let everybody know FDMG is doing well. Ain't no problems with this academy. Ain't no problems with you donating. Ain't no problems with you sending your check payable to FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware 19809. Fickle Frederick Douglass. The great ancestor Frederick Douglass. Marcus Messiah Garvey. We ain't gonna cease and desist until the school is done. We not gonna cease and desist till black boys have an education that they deserve. We not gonna cease and desist until the black community has a meeting place large enough to accommodate all of our conferences and workshops and seminars. We not gonna cease and desist until African people are free. There will be no ceasing and desisting until all Africans are liberated.
But the paperwork said otherwise. He could not legally fundraise until he registered as a charity. See, the state basically said stop passing that collection plate if you ain't registered right. By 2025, the story took a darker turn. In a live stream that shocked even loyal fans, Umar admitted that the Wilmington property was now facing possible auction due to unpaid municipal fees and maintenance costs.
With that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifatunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal. My personal PayPal account is Umar the Psychologist at yahoo.com. So that's paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, paypal.me/UMARTHEPSYCHOLOGIST, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, or hit my Apple Pay using my cell number 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858. I've never asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I've only asked you to donate to the FDMG Academy for Boys. I don't have any sons. I have 2 daughters. So the FDMG campaign is a selfless project, mission, and service to provide our boys with the education that they deserve. But right now, I don't have any money because my account was frozen by my bank because someone has been trying to hack into my account, hack into FDMG Academy account. So the FDMG Academy account is frozen. My personal account is also frozen. That means we're going to lapse on our utility bills. We're going to lapse on our internet bill. We're going to lapse on a lot of our bills at FDMG. The bank is not giving me a timeline as to when this situation is going to be resolved. My personal bank account is still frozen. Brothers and sisters, we are fighting this war against FDMG and Dr. Umar Ifatunde. We were supposed to get a refund within 4 days of our accounts being shut down for unpaid vacant property registration fees. I repeat, on August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a lien to auction off the campus we bought, the campus we've been working on for 6.5 years. I was not notified of this. We were not notified of this. This past weekend, without an email, this past weekend, without a letter in the mail, this past weekend, without a phone call, the city of Wilmington put a notice on the door handle of both of our schools, informing me that if we don't pay the past due vacant property registration fees and outstanding utilities by the 25th of Black August, they will sell our campus. Brothers and sisters, can I ask you a question? Why were we not notified that they were going to try to sell our campus?
raising the vacant property registration fee this fall from $5,000 a year to $12,000 a year. I'm going to say it again. They are raising the vacant property registration fee this fall from $5,000 a year to $12,000 a year.
He told supporters he needed $40,000 in 10 days to save the buildings. It was the 10th year of fundraising for a school that had yet to open its doors. 10 years, millions raised, and the only bell ringing is the auction gavel. Still, Umar refused to quit. He hosted cleanup days, posted photos of fresh paint and new locks, and promised that the grand opening is near. But the opening date keeps sliding, always just a few months away. Like a mirage of Pan-African hope shimmering in Delaware's humidity.
But I think I'm going to do a cookout. For all my supporters, y'all could come on out, play some music, some food. What do y'all think about that, brothers and sisters?
To believers, the delays prove only how hard the system fights against independent black institutions. To critics, they're proof that the school is nothing more than a stage set for donations. See, you can't teach financial literacy from a building on foreclosure watch. FDMG was supposed to raise black boys. Instead, it's just raising eyebrows. In my humble opinion, if Umar could have just showed proof of concept by starting small, maybe one building, 20 students, maybe it could have grown into something big. Wanting donations when you have no proof of concept, you have no board of directors, you have nothing set up in place for people who are really serious about that type of stuff, it brings scrutiny. By 2020, the shine started to fade. The longer the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy sat empty, the louder the questions became. Dr. Umar Johnson still toured, still preached, still promised, but the energy had shifted. First came Lennon Honor.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming.
A couple more here. Manning to the Max says, I wouldn't give FDMG bubble gum and definitely not grits. Yeah, there's no way. I would never, even when I first heard about FDMG back in or the St. Paul's College, when he was raising money for that back in 2014. I knew it was a scam back then.
A soft-spoken YouTuber who made an entire series dissecting every Miss FDMG deadline and every contradictory statement Umar ever made. Honor's running counter of days since FDMG opened became a meme of its own. Then Dr. Boyce Watkins, who once praised Umar's message, publicly distanced himself.
I think that, or maybe he sell a product, like sell something. You know what I mean? Instead of like the donation, like give me $20, give me $20. I don't think you have to do that. So, that's my honest to God thought about Umar. I already know that if he sees this, he's going to interpret it the wrong way because he's real sensitive like that. Yeah. But that's the best way I can tell the truth on that.
Appreciate that. In a 2021 live stream, Boyce said he could no longer vouch for that brother's business side.
Y'all remember me and Boyce Watkins, Bitch Watkins, whatever his name is, we had that exchange. He made 3 videos. I believe, in less than 24 hours about the school. He brought his girlfriend on one of the videos, had her pose as if she was some kind of independent analyst, offering lopsided, imbalanced criticisms of me and the FDMG campaign. Some of y'all remember that. Why would you make a video about a brother criticizing and using subliminal suggestion to try to hint to people that he's stealing money? This is what Boyce Watkins did. First, my credentials, and then the GoFundMe. If you go on YouTube right now, type in Boyce and Umar. Go on YouTube right now, type in Boyce and Umar, and look at all the videos this moist ass Negro has been making about me. I have never made a video about another man unless I had to respond to an attack like this. I've only had to make one other one. That was last Kwanzaa. This is my second one. I don't use my platform to talk about men. And of course, there's been times when me and Sonetta went at it, where I've had to checkmate those situations. I think we're beyond that now. I thank him for the positive things he's had to say, and I just hope they come from a place of sincerity, not opportunism. But I thank him for that. I thank him for that. So as far as Boyce Watkins goes, he did another video. What part of what prompted this video, brothers and sisters? A couple days ago, and you all saw it because you sent it to me, because I don't follow Sister Joyce or Sister Nashida. I don't follow neither one of them. Don't care what they saying, what they doing, it's irrelevant. He makes a video, I think it was 90 minutes or longer? He plays a clip of my message to a brother who I had issues with last Kwanzaa. He plays that clip during the course of his video about me. Why are you bringing up something from last year? But that wasn't enough. He brought up the situation from 2015. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Particular female, he brought that up. He tried to condense as much hate as he possibly could into a video attacking my work, my character, and my agendas. Now, I know some of you would put me and Boyce Watkins in the same box. I'm going to have to disagree with that. I save lives for a living. I empower parents for a living.
And by 2024, even former collaborator Tariq Nasheed, the man who first featured Umar in Hidden Colors, took aim. In a Facebook Live roast, he mocked Umar's 40,000 in 10 days.
One game, con him. You dig? He said, I keep all the proceeds from Hidden Colors. Motherfucker, it's my business. That's my business. Just like he kept all the proceeds from that non-existent school. That is not business. That's thievery. We got to get off this thing where we are accepting of liars and people that we know are liars and just doing shit, just lying all the time. Like this.
That Papa Smurf shit.
This type of shit.
That Papa Smurf shit ain't gonna get us nowhere. You feel me? Hold on. Yeah.
That Papa Smurf shit.
Nah, I got this.
Few months, it was a new excuse. Listen, I was going to open the school, but I got termites. The termites ate up all the wood. The doors got eaten by termites. So I can't teach the students in the cold. It's too cold to teach the kids. Okay, all right. Then a few months later, it's another excuse. I'm going to have to push the date back. Because now the school has ghost. The school is now haunted. A ghost came in the school and it's been haunting the school.
See, the conscious community turned into the comment section of its own downfall. Every philosopher came and became a reaction channel. The criticism wasn't just online. Real paperwork followed. In Delaware, a contractor named Donald Murray sued Umar for breach of contract. He claimed he'd been stiffed after working on Wilmington's property. The Delaware Justice of the Peace Court entered a judgment against Umar in 2021. Then came the Hollywood subplot. Independent filmmaker Mary Ann Laurent, director of Awaken, alleged that Umar sabotaged her project and later settled for $68,600. First the school needing funding, then the lawsuit need refunds. Off stage, the drama turned personal. Umar has at least 3 baby mothers. a detail that became public when one confronted him during an event live stream.
Okay? And I just want to say to you, amongst this whole room, there's a generation of us that are secondary generations who are parents that came to Britain to build up this country, okay? I've heard everything you had to say this evening. Now, on top of all of that, all of us that are sitting here, we have all got children ourselves. You targeted one thing for me this evening is, the speech that you're making this evening is well and good doing it to us, but it's the children after us that need to be hearing this. Because I'm going to be dying, and my next generation is my children and everybody else's children in this room, who at the end of the day is not hearing this preaching. Now, I'm going to say one thing to you, yeah? I told my son, my youngest, he's 27 years old, he was raised appropriately, he works, he has a profession, okay? I told him, I'm coming to Birmingham to see you. He said, oh, I said, I'm going to see Umar Johnson. He went, no, Mum, you're going to see Dr. Umar. And I said, that was great. Then I told him how I watched you the other day on WhatsApp about your honey bunnies, no white bunny, chocolate bunny, which color bunny, and you was promoting all our black sisters. Do you know what my son said to me? He said, Mum, I understand all that. But and I'm just going to quote what my 27-year-old said to me, who actually knows about you. Well, I don't know what he knows, but what he said was, Mum, why is it if he's talking about representing the black sisters and the black sisters, man, our brothers need to know who we are and be dating the black sisters in the community or go and find them in every other race. He said, why is it that Dr. Umar has three, please let me just say this, right? Why does he have 3 children with 3 baby mothers? And if they're all black queens, why has he not taken one of those queens and made them his absolute queen and showed the black brothers that no matter what children you have, one of your mothers should be your permanent wife? That's what my son said to me.
That's powerful. I got a question.
Can I just say, I did say to my son, no, but listen, Dr. Umar, I did say to my son, when you are in the media, people will find a way to discredit you. So please don't listen to everything that you hear. But sometimes there's no smoke without fire. So I had to just say to him, I do not know about what you're talking about, and what he hears, he does not know it's a guaranteed fact neither. But I was just about to bring that to you. Okay?
Great point.
Thank you.
And it's a good question.
Right.
And my answer would simply be that my oldest daughter is 22 years old. There's no need to marry her mother, and there's reasons why I didn't marry her mother. And my 13-year-old princess is the only juvenile child that I have. My oldest is grown now. So it's really only one whose mother I would need to marry. And I'm not going to go into why. Just know that my mission dictates that whoever I marry can be a support to my brother. I can't. It gotta be a support to me. And I'm going to get married because I can't have a school without my queens.
His eldest daughter, Nisa, became streaming on Instagram and YouTube, accusing him of being a deadbeat father. In one video, she sobbed that she'd been homeless and sleeping wherever she can.
My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how black kings need to be with black women, but you're not even in your black woman's daughter's life. I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter. Like, what the fuck do I do? Like, I need some money, bro. Can't even get in my fucking cash. These earrings big as shit on me. I'm Instagram. Like, I'm the fucking method. I'm the method. I'm the method. I don't need no promo from nobody. I'm the fucking method.
Umar fired back, calling her a struggle streamer and claiming her mother was weaponizing access.
Baby Smurf has my number. She is not blocked. She can text me anytime. She can call me anytime. She has a mother with a house. I have a cousin of mine who invited her to come and stay with her. Baby Smurf don't want a place to stay. Baby Smurf has places to stay. And I pray my daughter is well. I pray she's well. But I need y'all to understand something. If she want her father's help, she can have her father's help. If she want her mother's help, I think she can have her mother's help. I've had relatives reach out to her. She don't want to be helped. She loves the attention that she gets on the struggle streams. She's called me out my name. She's disrespected me, but she's still my child. She's not honest about a lot of things. She knows why I wasn't there. She know her mother kept me out of her life, so she's very dishonest. She told somebody on an interview this morning or yesterday that I wasn't there when she was born. Complete lie. I'm the first person to hold her after the white doctor. Complete lie. I'm the first person to hold her after the white doctor. I had her more than her mother had her 1st 5 years of her life. But if she wants to lie, she can keep on lying. I understand her loyalty is to her mother, and because her loyalty is to her mother, she gonna keep on lying. But that's not the point. I just want all y'all to know that if my daughter ever reaches out to me, I'm here for her. So what you see her doing is all intentional. It's strategic. She's very intelligent. She knows exactly what she's doing. And I think she knows. And I pray my baby is safe. But I think she knows that if she gets help, she can't act crazy on the internet no more. Because guess what? My help is going to come with conditions. You're going to get your ass somewhere and sit down. Read a book. Get off the damn internet for a minute. Let's get you enrolled in some classes at the Community College of Philadelphia. Let's get you enrolled in some classes at the Community College of Philadelphia. Let's get you enrolled in some classes at the Community College of Philadelphia. Let's get you at the Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology. You want to do some plumbing, some architect, some auto mechanic. Let's find you a summer job. Can we start with a summer job? I will help my daughter, but it's going to come with conditions. But what you're not going to do is keep on disrespecting me repeatedly over and over.
His second daughter's mother, known online as Miss Vegan, accused him of emotional neglect and financial manipulation. Umar insisted he paid support and that she blocked visitation. Later, a Yahoo Entertainment piece referenced a claim that Umar had been violent towards the woman's mother, an accusation he denied. And somewhere amid all of this, a rumor surfaced about the so-called Kansas City throat goat.
After she got finished swallowing the Shango, she said, it's my turn. After she got finished swallowing the Prince of Pan-Africanism, she said, it's my turn. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, how do I get out of this? Because it ain't no way under God's heaven that King Kong consciousness face, nose, tongue, lips, ears, or hairline is going anywhere near that cootie cat. Brothers and sisters, listen. Brothers and sisters, listen. She told Pastor Bussy that I went down on her. I'm willing to take a lie detector test. I am willing to take a lie detector test, brothers and sisters. That woman smelled like a dead cow mixed with sour milk and menstruated underwear that was found in a funky alleyway. I lie to you not. She is so acidic. Her yoni-verse is so acidic. She needs a baptism. She needs a deep cleanse. She needs an exorcism. I think she got demons living in that Batcave.
I think she got demons living in that back cave, brothers and sisters. And she thought that the world's most requested scholar was going to go down on her. Oh no. My women got to be fresh and clean. My women got to smell like fresh peaches, fresh daffodils. My women got to smell like fresh roses. If you want these lips to ever touch your peach cobbler, if you want this tongue to ever massage your honeycomb hideout, you got to be clean. You got to be clean. And she need a deep cleanse. In fact, I'm going to treat her because I have her address. I know where she sleeps. I have Pastor Bussy's address. I know where he sleeps. I'm going to send her a gift certificate to the Yoni Spa. I'm going to send her a gift certificate to the Yoni Spa. I'm going to send her a gift certificate to the Yoni Spa because whatever she got in her, I don't know how many men she done been with. I don't know. But I've never smelled a woman smell like that. But let me get back on topic. Let me get on topic with this funky coochie cat, Kansas City throat goat. Let me get back on topic trying to destroy me. You picked the wrong one. You want war? I'm ready for war. Ogun is ready. Ogun is ready. So she told Pastor Bussy, I went down on her. I pledge allegiance to the African flag. That is a lie. She told Pastor Bussy, I hit her raw. I pledge allegiance to the African flag. That is a lie. She told Pastor Bussy, I get high in order to get intimate. She told Pastor Bussy, the Rainbow Gang and YouTubian struggle streamer, that Dr. Umar has to get high before I get busy. I don't do drugs. I don't do dope. I don't get high. But she told him that. A lie. She lied on me like a dog, brothers and sisters. That Kansas City throat goat built like a sack of old laundry. Built like a sack of old, you fat, funky. Let me stay within character. Let me stay within character. Only word.
An ex who appeared on Tasha K's showing, telling her story of a fling gone sideways.
This is where the drug stuff come in, because when he came to the room, I don't know what the fuck he was on, Tasha, but he was crazy. He was crazy. Like crazy. I thought I was going to have to pick up the phone and be like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
What drugs? What are you talking about?
Like, this is where people were saying he's on something, and I was like, he's not on anything. And then I went into the situation, and I think back, I'm like, yeah, he was definitely high on something.
But you never seen him do drugs or anything like that?
Never seen him do drugs. Allegedly, yeah, but never seen him do anything. But there's like stuff that I pretty much, I would bank everything that he was on something.
Okay.
I feel like this man is speaking death into his situation. He's been doing that for a while. He hasn't caught on that he's not favored. I am. Ever since I came out, his shit's been crumbling. It ain't no coincidence. It ain't no coincidence. Evil is not going to prevail in this. It can't. He's saying that this is his mission. He's on his path. People have been put on your path to help you with this if it was to be, and you have fucked over every last one, including the councilwoman that reached out to your ass for 3 different times. That was your point of contact. You sat up there. Everything cross cancels out. You sat up there in the car, and he said that he been sending emails and this and that. Okay, but the point of contact reached out to him. Reached out to him. And he snubbed it 3 times. This is the person that could have issued a stay on the auction. They would have paused the auction. They would have gave you more time with the buildings to get them paid or whatever needs to be paid. You could have also gotten a little bit more time and maybe even some help with bringing down the balance that you had you reached out to the tax assessor's office, wherever. You could have got a lot of stuff done. And that's only 2 off the top of my head. And then the time that you did have to work, you brought this to your people right up to the last minute. You didn't want to save them buildings.
Maury wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot DNA swab. By 2025, another whisper floated through Reddit and YouTube's comment sections that Umar still lived with his elderly mother in Philadelphia and helped care for her. No proof ever surfaced, and no official record confirmed. But the rumor fed the internet's appetite. Prophet, provider, caregiver, or just one more man explaining rent on live stream. The side plots kept on rolling, y'all. Umar sparred playfully and then tensely with a comedian Drewski on YouTube and could have been Love lecturing him about dating snow bunnies.
What's good?
Voluptuous woman thinks she might have had a little work done. That's her business, not mine. First question, your cultural background. What's your ethnicity?
I'm Lebanese. I'm Middle Eastern.
Why would you be interested in dating a black man?
God, I don't know who the he think he is. I don't even know who the that is. But I'm not with him. That man is racist as
Show him. You can stand up and show him about table. Okay.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
First of all, I told you I wasn't a snow bunny, so why the is you calling me a snow bunny? You see, that's racist. You're racist. I don't care to even talk to you no more.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I can't talk to him. His first question to me was racist as his last conversation was racist as like, shut the up, nigga.
That I know they didn't bring Dr. Umar here to evaluate a bunch of non-African queens.
He even weighed in on Tyler Perry's 2025 lawsuit drama, offering unsolicited legal takes on Instagram Live.
This is where I think Tyler Perry has some room to stand and defend himself. Derek repeatedly alleges that he was concerned about his job and his career. Well, if you're concerned about your job and your career, and this black man is sexually harassing you, even if you're homosexual, if this man is sexually assaulting you, because you can be sexually assaulted as a homosexual as well, why not turn him in? Why are you saying I put up with it for the sake of the job? To me, you are collaborating and voluntarily participating in this because you could have ended this a long time ago. He says one day Tyler Perry comes into his trailer, grabs him violently by the neck, grabs his butt. Then the following year, in June of 2021, he says Tyler Perry pulled his underwear down, Art. If this man allegedly pulled your underwear down and grabbed your ass cheeks, why are you not going to a lawyer or going to the police? This man is a billionaire.
At this point, he's like the Forrest Gump of black Twitter. He shows up at every major event uninvited. By the middle of 2025, Umar Johnson has as many critics as supporters. The same charisma that once filled lecture halls now fill comment sections. To believers, he was a visionary fighting white institutions and black betrayal at the same time. To his detractors, he was a grifter wrapped in kente cloth. Through it all, Umar kept streaming, preaching, and collecting donations. The FDMG campus stood, locked gates, peeling paint, banners promising an opening soon.
Peace and black power, peace and black power. It's the Prince. King Kong Consciousness, Notorious RBG, Black Powers, Bruce Leroy. I am the last dragon. I am here.
The man who set up to build a school for black boys ended up building a cautionary tale for the whole community. See, the dream didn't die. It just seemed like it logged off for a little bit. It's late 2025. The red brick buildings of the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy still sit on East 17th Street in Wilmington. Their windows clean, their classrooms empty. The banners still promise black excellence coming soon. The locks too look permanent. Dr. Umar Johnson hasn't disappeared though. He's still on the road, lecturing in community centers, speaking on Juneteenth festivals, going live from hotel rooms with Cash App scrolling across the screen. His cadence is the same. The message hasn't changed, but the context has. Once people tuned in to hear his prophecy, now may tune in to fact check him in real time.
Work now. I'm gonna put y'all to work. Because you know it's consciousness over cookies. I'm gonna put you to work.
Absolutely.
All right. 215.
I hate some of y'all. I get a text, and guess what? The text is. Look down there. So, this is what somebody has sent him, Dr. Umar Johnson, about me. Do y'all know I don't give a shit about what these girls say? Why do they think I care? Why is this a focal point?
Wait a minute, what's going on? Facebook blocked me.
He did.
They said I violated their community standards. What did I say? I didn't say nothing. I ain't saying nothing about no homosexual. Well, you know what? Earlier when I said some people don't agree with homosexuality, the block party is in full effect.
He remains one of the most polarizing figures in modern black consciousness, half revolutionary, half running joke. To his supporters, Umar is a visionary under siege, a man doing a work of Marcus Garvey with no government backing, just community dollars and faith.
Unintelligent people on the internet. And this comment here proves it. It says he is stealing y'all's money. First of all, can't nobody steal anything that we freely give, okay? Then he says he's been building a school for 30 years. It has not been 30 years. It's been close to 10, but it hasn't even been 10.
They see the endless criticism as proof that he's dangerous to the establishment. To them, FDMG is not a failure. It's a symbol of self-reliance, a rough draft of liberation.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Just recently this year, Umar Johnson reported that he had his accounts frozen and that he would not know when he had access to them. Even this didn't stop Umar. To his detractors, he's the cautionary tale of a digital age, a man who's built a following before he built a foundation. They call him the Hotep hustler, the prince of Pan-Handlingism, the man who raised thousands for a dream that never opened its doors. Both views coexist online, looping endlessly like dueling sermons. See, there's a paradox of Dr. Umar. There's no denying Umar's impact. He made conversations about mental health, education, and racial identity mainstream in communities that had long ignored him. He filled auditoriums, moved people to tears, and created one of the internet's most quotable lexicons. Even his critics admit no one commands a room quite like him.
So I don't have to deal with the pain that triggered it.
But he also blurred the line between message and money, between self-empowerment and self-promotion. And when you build your movement on charisma alone, the moment you lose trust, the empire starts to crumble.
Goonie Goon Goon Squad. The Goonie Goon Goon Squad is pull-up time. It's pull-up time. It's pull-up time. It's pull-up time.
Umar built a religion out of rhetoric, and the offering plate had a QR code.
Program coming out for the ladies is called Lunch with the Doctor.
Hey man.
Donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want.
Shut the fuck, shut up. Oh shit, say it again. Say
A lunch with the doctor, and it costs you $500. You don't pay for the lunch, I pay for the lunch. Any restaurant.
You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
See, on YouTube, entire ecosystems now orbit around his name. Channels like this and others analyze his live streams, track his receipts, or remix his rants into comedy skits. Check mine out on Blacklight TV. He's become both subject and content, a digital myth whose highs and lows play out in real time. Even the phrases that made him famous.
All them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep. For God!
Message. Thank you, sister Avanti. $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20. But you don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? The
donations. 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 Gifts. 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 More gifts. More gifts.
Listen to, I want to talk to my Neanderthal queens. Let me talk to the Neanderthals. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
Have taken on a meme life of their own. Depending on who you ask, they're either slogans of black pride or punchlines of misplaced faith. The revolution will be live streamed and probably demonetized. See, every era produces a figure like Dr. Umar Johnson, brilliant enough to inspire, flawed enough to divide, loud enough to never be ignored. He's not the first, he won't be the last. Whether history crowns him a misunderstood builder or exposes him as a hustler depends less on the receipts and more on who's doing the remembering. One thing is for certain, he changed the conversation. He made people question the schools, the meds, the marriages, and themselves. Even if the FDMG never opens, the idea it represented, a self-made black institution, will always live in the culture he stirred. As Umar once said, I'm not just building a school, I'm building a nation. Shit, maybe he did, just not the nation he intended. In the end, the Prince of Pan-Handlingism taught us that one lesson better than any textbook could. In the age of the internet, faith spreads faster than proof. And once donations start rolling, truth becomes optional. If you rocking with this documentary about the rise and the continuous fall of Dr. Umar Johnson, if you like the vibe, go and subscribe. It don't cost you nothing to hit that button. Stop fronting. This has been Murph Big Brother Almighty. Let me know what y'all think about that. Till next time, y'all. Hey.
Turn it on. Turn it on. Listen up. Welcome to the show. It's Blacklight TV. Current vibes, all the news that you need. In this world changing, keep your soul light. Stay with us, we'll get you through the night.